Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Greetings, Algo Artisans. Cowboy here, aka Nick Petruzzello, and it is Monday at 6:45 p.m. We're going to do our weekly update. Just so you know, this week is probably going to be a little bit wild. We're going to get into that in a moment, but before we do, get your free algo. Link is in the description. Click the link, give us a real name, fake name. We don't care. We'll send you an algo immediately and put you on the list to let you know when our free workshop is coming. First workshop will be free, the rest will be not. So let's take a look at the itinerary. We're going to start with the NASDAQ, then we're going to take a look at USDJPY, then Bitcoin, then EURUSD, then AUDUSD, GBPJPY, and then gold. And again, it might be a little bit wild of a week because the CPI is tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. EST. So a lot of the predictions that I make this week could just simply be washed out. So I'm going to make some predictions that are predicated on we don't have a wild CPI. If we have a wild CPI, it could all go out the window. Hence, this will be a pretty short video. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the news, the economic data that is coming out and when it's coming out, and when those of us who are day trading might be able to take advantage of some of that volatility. So there it is tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. EST. All of the CPI data comes out for the US. 9:30 p.m. wage price index for those trading the Aussie dollar. Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. the Aussie unemployment data comes out. Thursday the PPI comes out. That's for the US, and that's at 8:30 a.m. So this is the CPI's cousin, and it can be pretty influential on market prices. Moving on to Friday, 8:30 a.m. EST, we have retail sales data coming out, and then at 10 a.m. the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So let's move on to the charts. Here we have the NASDAQ. I'm expecting a pullback, the NASDAQ being the NASDAQ. I don't know how far it will go. Again, you'll see this first line right here, the CPI. As that comes out, this could either wildly move up or wildly move down. We don't know. But if the CPI were not too crazy of an event, we could just see the NASDAQ reset a bit and then come and head back up. That's what the charts want to do. We'll see how it behaves as the week bears on. Let's take a look at USDJPY. This one I actually have a long on right now, and I've shared it with Algo Factory, and it is nicely into profit. We do have the CPI yet again right here, so price could wildly swing at that time. But other than that, if it's not too wild, price should just want to climb up. It may find a ceiling and fall, or it may continue up. But right now, things are rather bullish for the dollar and comparatively bearish for the JPY. I don't think we'll see it get above this 150.98 this week, but we could see it happen. Let's go ahead and move on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a pullback after challenging the highs. Bitcoin tried to break its all-time high of 123,250. It was not able to do that last night, and it's since come down. I think it may settle into the 116,600-ish area where there is some liquidity for it to grab, and then continue to make its move up. And of course, the CPI could send it either up or down. We'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, I expect Bitcoin to consolidate and continue to push up. Let's take a look at the euro, EURUSD. So EURUSD is a bit bearish. Like we say with everything else, the CPI could cause it to spike either direction, but as long as it does what the algos are saying it wants to do, it'll probably sink down. It may not be as drastic as what I'm drawing right here, but it may sink down. I don't believe this week it will go below 113.95. If I were to take a short, I probably would have targets before 113.95, a little bit higher than that. But I do see a bearish look on the euro for now. Let's take a look at AUDUSD. Still bearish, but slightly less bearish. The Aussie does have a bit of high time frame bullishness, and it's a lot calmer than the euro. So I don't expect it this week to break below, or at least too far below, this 64.88 area. While it could do so towards the end of the week, we're going to see how things play out. And yet again, just a reminder, we have the CPI here. Price could spike or head down. If it does spike, I don't expect it to go above 65.42. It would have to be a very significant CPI miss for it to spike up like that. For now, I'm expecting sideways with a slight bearish tint. Let's move on to GBPJPY. Once again, things trading against the Japanese yen are bullish, with the yen being a bit bearish. So I do expect this to grind upwards, and aside from any major surprises from the CPI, I think it'll just grind slowly up and to the right. I don't expect it to really go too far above 199.97. It could, but if it did, did, I think it will get stuck at 200 yen to the pound because that's a nice round number, and I don't think it's terribly bullish. We'll see as the week wears on how that actually behaves. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is quiet and bearish. However, we have seen gold flip around and get bullish on us, so this really could just flip around and head up. But if it does what the algos say it wants to do, you're probably not going to see a lot of action from gold, just a slow grind down towards about 3280 outside of any major occurrence due to the CPI. That's it for the predictions this week. You're never going to get all these predictions correct, but I get a lot of them correct. The reason I know how to do this is because I build algorithms and I understand market structure and I have a good understanding of market dynamics. We teach this over at Algo Factory. We teach you how to predict where price is going to go, and when you have the capability to predict that to a statistical degree of accuracy, you can extract money from these markets on a regular basis. Whether you have a job, a 9 to 5, or whether you want to do this all day long, we can help you learn how to put together a system that is predictable. This is work. It's not necessarily all that exciting. Everybody thinks that you're just rolling the dice and making money every day. This is not how it goes. It's mostly homework. We're happy to share it with you over at algofactory.tech. Don't forget, get the free algo. You can see how I build algos. It's a very simple algo that I build right in front of you. Links in the description. Give us a real name, fake name. We don't care. Leave an email. We will give you that video so you can see just how simple it is to build an algo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning, Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. EST. Come on over to algofactory.tech. Learn how to trade like a hedge fund pro. Thanks for watching.